Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. We are back again with me trying to do things that I don't know how to do and learning new things every time. It may be a single line or complex things, but we always move forward. And today we go back into moving forward once again. During the last stream, we did some cleanup, we did some tests as well, trying to better implement the installation of Netbird in a Fedora CoreOS instance. And we will continue down that line because there is a small issue that requires some looking into. And given the nature of the last stream, I didn't even put the usual introduction graph, as we didn't manage almost anything related to that. And today we will continue. And indeed, we need to look into systemd a little bit better. The current issue, actually, I'm missing something. There it is. So the current issue is that we have this streamlined script, bash script, that is present due to this Netbird issue that is open, and we will see when it will be managed. But in the meantime, we need to trigger this, and I need to then add the configuration section to configure the single the instance of the VM to be added to the network on my own Netbird account, let's say. And currently, the systemd unit that was created includes two exec start, actually one exec start and one exec start post, where the exec start post should trigger that specific script. Now, I don't think the issue is in the sleep part of the exec start post command. I think the issue in last time was due to these either taking too long or something like that, and this I don't think triggered, but I'm not certain, so I will directly try to recreate the VM as is. So this will be more than enough to change, more than enough of a change to trigger anything. In the meantime, as I was looking into things, I noticed that Proxmox could be upgraded, so I did it. Maybe later I will even restart it, but I don't plan to do it live, as I need Proxmox while I'm live. So we go into documents, cluster, Terraform, because last time we cleaned up everything. And in here we go Terraform plan, just to check. It seems that it's doing what it should. Minus out router. Perfect. And Terraform apply router, and let's see. In Proxmox, what happens? I mean, I know what happens. This VM was destroyed and it is being recreated. And I want to see if it will start and then it will restart or not. In the meantime, there it is, so it's quicker. Okay, so we are in. So there it is, being triggered, doing things, I expect. It may take a while to complete. What's the status of the net administrator service? Failed. Oh, wait a minute. There is an issue that is different than what I expected. Okay, interesting. Okay, netburn change and queued for next boot. Runs. Okay. Invalid option BNS. What? -C. Oh, I need a space in here. I think I found the issue already, which is great if it is true. Let's test it. So let's test it means documents, cluster, Fedora CoreOS definitions, and we go Butte pretty strict fast router.pu, router.ign, and scp router.ign inside snippets. Same thing in here, change me again, and once again this, and once again this. I think that was the whole issue in the unit, which is a silly issue, but I can understand. Let's see, this time it should install and then reboot. Actually, I could have included a better content. So, my wish is that after the reboot, there is a trigger. I don't think it will work. I cannot do this. I cannot do this as I want to. I need to create another different unit, which is not an issue at this point. There it is. It triggered. So that means that when I connect here, too soon, I think, or maybe not. Let's see. Okay. Instead, it seems that I can do what I want to do. It seems that I can do what I want to do. So that means that at every boot this unit is triggered. So it's perfectly aligned with what I want to do, it seems. Let me see just to be sure. Assume that install. Okay, start here. Yes, but I should also have netbird down. Yes, so it's going kind of correctly, but it seems that I need to move back to the older version, kind of. So I need to put this command inside this script that will ensure that I can configure it to be triggered only once. Otherwise, at every reboot of the VM, the unit will try to install a package that was already installed. So this is not too much of an issue because I can just do this basically, and this. Okay, and in the second trigger, let's actually write something here. I don't know, maybe some echo. I don't even know if echo will print to std out, to standard output in this case, but I never tried. Let's try. Net man is already installed. Okay, once again, and once again we go in here. Oh, first here. Perfect. And this apply. So things are moving in the correct direction, in my opinion. Okay, this VM is being created. It was created. The configuration is being applied. Perfect. And there it is. So I expect that it should reboot. Yes. It takes a while, but it's normal. It takes a little bit of time to actually implement the installation. To install NetBird, basically. So nothing odd so far. And yeah, I wonder. Oh, wait, I can check, I think, like this. Yes, there it is. Yes, was already installed, more than is already installed, but that's good enough to make me understand that things are successfully being configured. So in the near future, when I will add the configuration of the VM for the configuration of NetBird in this VM, that will be triggered correctly. I will need to build it in a sensible way, as I will have multiple virtual machines, of course, as you may know. I actually started working a few days ago on a diagram of the infrastructure, an architecture diagram for the infrastructure of my own home lab, of my own self-hosted in-house cluster. And now that means, first of all, that we can kind of move on from here, because the configuration of NetBird is something that will be managed off stream. I probably mentioned it previously. And on top of that, we need to look into OpenWRT, because this is the one that I need to install to have a router. And yeah, these two can be closed, I think. Okay, OpenWRT project is a Linux operating system. Okay. So I didn't know this point. I thought it was an application. So maybe I wasted the time. Not really. I didn't waste time. Maybe this is an operating system. But anyways, targeting embedded devices. Instead of trying to create a single static firmware, OpenWRT provides a fully writable file system with package management. This frees you from the application selection and configuration provided by the vendor, and allows you to customize the device through the use of packages to suit any application. For developers, OpenWRT is the framework to build an application without having to build a complete firmware around it. For users, this means the ability for full customizations to use the device in ways never envisioned. Sunshine! Okay. I don't plan to develop at all. user guide, quick start guide, support, developer community, and license. So you want to install OpenWRT on one of your devices, on a VM in my case. So maybe, just maybe, the OpenWRT virtual machine will not be a Fedora CoreOS virtual machine. So everything we did up until this point will not be for the router, but will be for the VMs that will house the Kubernetes cluster. I don't mind that. Okay, browse the site, especially the user guide. Feel free to ask. We start enabling Wi-Fi access points. Okay. So, quick start guide for OpenWRT installation. So you want to install OpenWRT on one of your devices. The following preparation is recommended before flashing OpenWRT firmware. Great. Don't rush the installation, take your time. If something seems weird during installation, find answers first before continuing. Sounds fair. Have your device's precise model name and, if applicable, exact hardware version and or generation number at hand. So you are able to select the correct OpenWRT firmware. Great. Have your device documentation at hand on how to flash the new firmware. When installing and configuring OpenWRT on your internet router, your internet access will obviously be offline for a few minutes. Please ensure that you have all required information offline or have backup internet access at hand in this time. If you have any questions, go ahead and check everything as installation. Yeah, but you see, I want to install on a virtual machine. Let's see, virtual machine. Okay, let's search it. OpenWRT on a virtual machine. Well, there is in VirtualBox. I don't want to use VirtualBox, but if it's possible on VirtualBox with Proxmox, look at this. Reddit, there is a subreddit related to OpenWRT, that's good. OpenWRT as a virtual router. Virtualize OpenWRT in Virt Manager KVM. Okay, I'm using Proxmox, but having more sources can be interesting. I want to read this. So, hi, I'd like to reduce my device count, so I plan to run my OpenWRT in a virtual machine on a bare metal hypervisor instead. Is this a no-no? Why? Other than the spouse granting on the occasional downtime. I'm not worried about CPU RAM, but would there be a noticeable latency since OpenWRT will be running on an hypervisor? Okay, OpenWRT is not just software, but also a mechanism to control the hardware itself. Running it on a VM, you have to pass through all the network into the VM, making your host a little dumb. If you're planning to have extra Wi-Fi or something and want to install the OpenWRT to create and control other network, your ID may work. I definitely would not play games on this network, but for normal browsing and Netflix will work for sure. On top of my answer, with the $30, you could get the OpenWRT out of the box in a router. It would be so much hassle-free for you. This is interesting, but still I want it as a virtual router. Oh, yeah, I'm too used to have to having my water on the left. Okay, image. Mm, 1 gigabyte and 2 cores. That's great. Final step is to configure the LAN bridge. This will allow your VM to communicate with your network. Okay, conclusion. With these steps, we have successfully set up OpenWRT on a VM using Proxmox. The setup allows for a flexible and powerful network management solution. Feel free to explore more advanced configurations and enjoy the benefits of OpenWRT on your virtualized environment. Yeah, make sure you have the correct configuration. This kind of comment kind of annoys me. So link broken, totally fair. Nothing to do about it. This leads me to believe, and I'm not certain, to be honest, but this leads me to believe that this person copied and pasted all the various commands in here without any single thought. And when they got an error, they said, oh, it doesn't work, and went to reply to the original poster telling them, yeah, I got this error. Guys, Jesus Christ. Anyways, I don't want to start ranting right in the first stream of the year. Okay. So this is something that can be done easily, it seems. So I can definitely take some time to take some notes. Okay, so system, the issue was in a section in the exec start post. Command a space was missing. those creating the error. Moving on, after the fix and the successful installation and restart of network and restart of the VM, the unit was triggered once again. Something I was not certain about with an error as the exact start. Nope. Thank you. Command went directly into RPM OS 3. Perfect. Move the RPM OS 3 command back into the bash script. Oh, by the way, I need to fix another thing in the bash script so that I feel more at ease. If I recall correctly, this is the correct one. User bin env. Let's check real quick. In yeah, in here. Type -a maybe bash user bin bash. Oh yeah, but I need env. User bin env bash. Perfect. So this is I want to say portable almost everywhere, I want to say, with this small change. So just to be thorough, let's trigger all the process once again. And this, of course, will fail in a moment. Yes. Let's go into the usual version. Into the bash script. So this kind of error does not happen again. Moreover, I have the confirmation that I can automatically configure Matbird within using the same system, the unit. Shebang. I don't know if it's changed the shebang to user bin bash. Nope, and bash. And this needs this. Great. OpenWrt. OpenWrt. It appears that I have even less knowledge than I expected, as OpenWrt is actually an OS, so a VM can be created, but it will have OpenWrt as the operating system, not Fedora CoreOS. Oh, thank you. Thank you as well. And now we can actually test it out. So, first of all, this netbed. Yes, great, perfect. Perfect. So this is ready to not be router actually, but it will be a control plane, I guess. Maybe I can look into the specifics. I don't know, the necessary hardware requirements for control plane node on Kubernetes, K8s to be clear, and I can tweak the Terraform configuration file for this VM. In the meantime, let's read a little bit more about OpenWrt. I'm trying so hard to learn on my own. Anyway, I've been learning on my own all these years. Distribute to server, to host an OpenWrt machine. Installation did go through successfully, but here's my son. The virtual router will do the routing between the WAN and the LAN, but the physical network cards are connected to the host machine. How do I configure the virtual router to use the two physical interface on the host machine? Or is there a way this can be done? Should I use a VLAN? If yes, how do I go about configuring it? Configure the VLAN to pass the traffic from physical network to physical network care to the virtual. Virtualization related form rather than OpenWrt. In this case, OpenWrt works well for more complicated virtual network steps. What you want to do is have a virtual private LAN that virtual hosts can communicate on. Then the default NAT bridge provided by libvirt, for example, will work fine. Okay. Okay. Customize OpenWRT. Introduction. If you are anything like me, you probably like to tinker a bit with your own network. Discovered OpenWRT a few years ago, and ever since, my Turris Omnia router almost never failed me. I'm happy for you. I since acquired a bunch of small ARM boards capable of running my network that rely on OpenWRT. The thing is, I'm the furthest away I would be from a legit network engineer. And it has happened a few times that I would completely fuck over my network because I did something wrong without actually realizing it. It is pretty bad, and I need a way to test topologies and changes before actually applying them to my real network. I appreciate the thought. For small ARM boards, for a while, small ARM boards like my Banana Pi R1, I like this name, various NanoPi R1 or R2s helped me. Well, yeah. Tried to virtualize OpenWRT using VirtualBox, but for reason that I still do not understand today, it would not fulfill my needs. Root Manager, solution based on QEMU, KVM, and libvirt that worked well for me. What are we going to do? Okay, so this is OpenWRT. In this case, I think I am interesting. Here are all the installation methods. That's great. And of course, my router is not here. I don't need to read the list, to be honest. Unfortunately, my router is from an OEM and from my ISP, and it's kind of a bullshit solution, but it gives me my internet connection, which is alright. So this is interesting. OpenWRT can run in a normal PC VM or server hardware and take advantage of the much more powerful hardware the x86 Intel AMD architecture can offer. I'm happy to see this. Okay, download these images, go here and select a release, become stable release, it's always stable. And x86, select this for, unless you have a good reason not to, sounds good to me. And the targets, once a target is selected, select a disk image. So this one has your reason to, let's say this disk image is write ext for root partition, which can be expanded to fill a large drive. FSF model factories have not be available, and those features require a read-only squash fs. Root partition to function, it has a UEFI boot partition, a root partition, and a master boot record. Okay, so this one is ext4 combined. Generic ext4 combined. This one. It seems so. Combined FEI. Yes, this one. Yes. Okay, and the extra files, what are they? Okay, mods, packages. These are supplementary resources for x86-64 target, the build tools, the image builder, SHA-256 SAM, GPG, signature file, and other useful files. Okay. And I don't know if I need them. Anyway, hardware support. All images support basic video output. So a screen can be connected to a video port. Yeah, it's a VM, no worries. Some images support keyboard input, which can be used to configure OpenWRT directly. I truly hope that the image I have taken does. To communicate over serial, a null modem or crossed serial cable is required to connect the device serial port to another PC serial port. Okay, to be able to connect to the device over network, the image must support the device Ethernet hardware. The 64-bit image supports Intel and Realtek Ethernet chipsets. NVMe SD support is available since OpenWRT 21.02, and the version we downloaded is 24.10.5. Perfect. Warning: users with more than a single block device are likely affected by a critical data loss bug. Read the details in before flashing a new image to avoid potential data loss. I don't have more than one single block device, I think. But anyways, OpenWRT has a minimalist philosophy regarding packaging strategy due to limited space on embedded devices. For many x86 machines, this space is likely not a limiting factor. Users coming from desktop distros, where thousands of modules are provided in the default image, might be surprised to see that on OpenWRT the default number of drivers is also minimal. Therefore, it may be necessary to identify and obtain the needed modules for things like storage controllers, sound module, crypto modules, video modules, etc. One strategy to identify needed modules is to boot into a live Linux distro, for example Arch Linux, and expect the output of lsmod or lspci -vvv pipe grep driver, and then search for the corresponding OpenWRT kmod packages. Another option, if building your own image, is to build all modules with all kmods equal y and see what works. Your hardware may not be supported out of the box, but that means that kmods is definitely something I need to look into. Oh wow, there are quite a few things. There are quite a few things, so this is, yeah, but again, it's a VM dedicated to this. Anyways, another option, if building, okay. Beyond the kernel modules, some common packages to consider installing on x86 are listed below. The new raw disk image to the drive, maybe a USB flash drive or USB card reader. Installation procedure differs from depending on the operating system used to write the raw disk image due to different tools being available. Linux zip dd reboot into OpenWRT. Not really reboot in this case, but internal drive, definitely interesting. Partition layouts, expanding root partition file system, expanding root file system, sending root partition with fdisk, adding extra partition, upgrading, extracting boot partition image, upgrading rootfs partition, building your own image with larger partition size. I don't plan on building my own image, but it's not really too clear. Because you tell me, yeah. Okay, something that I can install after I install OpenWRT, the various packages, it seems. Okay, so if I check once again this one, the image is a tar xz. In my case, it's actually an image. Or 64. Yes, this one is the one. I mean, apart of the version, that of course is an older version. But if I go in here, there is no tar.xz format. But I don't think it's an issue. So what we can do is in here we go downloads, and we have also Fedora CoreOS. So what we can do is can do, because if I go in here and I go var lib, no, var CoreOS, images is a QCow, not XC, and I don't remember, did I do it in here? History, no, I didn't do it in here. I don't see any. So what? Yeah. Let's do both these things. What is it? Gzip something. Help. So -d of OpenWrt. Okay, try garbage new. So if I go like this, it's an image. Perfect. XZ something. XZ. Help. XZ. XZ decompress. So -d Fedora. Yeah, it takes a little bit more, I guess, but that's good enough. So I can update this part as well. Yes, so scp Fedora to root at 68.100 var CoreOS. It's 100, right? No, it's 40. There it is. Oh, Jesus. CoreOS images. Yes. Yes. Okay. And we were saying, yes, images. There it is. It will take a couple of minutes. In the meantime, I can actually go inside Z, and in here I need to change nothing, because I'm using the template. I need to I need to change the image on the template, which is something that I will need to look up, because I have no idea how to do it. Change image on a Proxmox template. Or maybe I need to recreate the template. Yeah, but how do I update the template? do I update the template? To clone it, I need to change the operating system in this template. Permission, hardware. It almost looks like I need to recreate it. Templates. Okay, not that. Creating templates with the machine box. Update the. There it is. I don't like it, but I can manually do that at another time, I guess. Or I recreated the template from scratch. We will see. Anyways, now I need to SCP OpenWRT to somewhere that isn't Fedora CoreOS. So 68 and 40 for the time being. TMP will do, and this will be quicker. And I need to locate it probably. No. Proxmox, and if I go to there's no forward disks LVM. I don't remember. DNS certificates, self-replication, task history, subscription, search. Maybe data center? Yeah, probably near. Oh my god. There it is. ISO images. So this I don't need it, this I don't need it either. So I could delete. Sorry. I could delete both of these, but at the same time I want to have Jebus. What is it? Varlib something. Again, history may help because images. Something like this. So let's try like this. Yes. So /tmp. Yeah, but they are not. This is not an ISO. It's an .emg. Okay, so Proxmox prom. I don't know what I definitely didn't write correctly. But anyway, what is Proxmox? Create a VM from .emg files versus SVM media to work with DMG. We can search images by using qm import disk. Click command capture file. OS type LS26, I'm not sure what it is. I will not add that. It has been 2 years ago that this was written, but now, okay, I don't have a tar.xz. I have an image. I have an image. In here. Let's just check, but image. The only tar is this one. Wait a minute. JSON tar. Image builder. SDK toolchain. Manifest. Nope. Ah, yeah, it's a good idea. Oh, yeah. Really quick. And not good. Oh, yeah. Of course it's not good. It's not a gzipped one anymore. But anyways. Wait a minute. If what was said somewhere in somewhere, if I go okay, twice, but it's not important. Then I have a template. So in theory, I can create the VM with a little bit more stuff, because of course I need to. So I can do something mixed. Let's see. PCT. What is PCT? Enter PCT. Yes, I do have PCT. What the fuck is PCT? Yeah, PCT. Proxmox create, I guess. None. To manage Linux container. So this is for a container. Not a VM. Containers and VMs are different things, my guy. Ah, Jesus. But anyways, let's see. Let's just copy these things like this for the time being. So what we are going to try to do is qm create 9000 this time, managed name, adapter. Okay. And we need to give it some more stuff. And some more stuff means can create the first test. There it is. Course. Something like this, maybe. Yeah. Let's add it to these notes. But I also need the serial stuff that I don't remember. There it is. Serial VGA. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else is not there. But in those things there was some kind of privilege as type and managed. Yeah, but so definitely these two are important. These guys are important. And maybe in here somewhere step. SCSI PCI is not. Yeah, SCSI PCI. 0 VGA. Okay. 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 Okay, so I can kind of mix and match, I think, because name router, cores and memory, and local LVM for root FS. I'm not certain about this part, so these two for sure. These guys and these guys. Okay. And then we were saying that after that we set, yeah, there it is. Set SCSI. And we put the image, import from, and the image. Okay, import. Okay. Okay, so this should be correct. Then we were saying qm set 9000 from, and we put I don't know if it will work, but let's try. Okay, from temp. It's a test in case I will move it later. Oh, wait. No, it's correct. Okay. Oh, did I do the same kind of error? Oh, yeah. That's why there is twice. And there will be twice once again. Okay. And we need anything else? Because I don't want to do a template. I want to actually start the VM. So if I go here, I have this router, console. Let's start now. Let's see what happens. It's looking it's looking like something is going on. No bootable device. Okay. Yeah, no worries. Stop. Did it stop? Shut down? Yes. So it didn't work because there is no bootable device. That is the same error that's, I think, I found in here. Okay, yeah, and they said something like hardware to change the bootable device for this one. Hard disk, yeah. this one. Let's try. And no, correct. Okay, let's close. Tablet. Reboot. Yes. Let's see if the reboot works. Nothing to boot. Nothing to boot. Na 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 na. Let's shut it down. Yeah. Nothing to boot. Put order option. No, 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 no. Maybe this is something I need to do. Okay, it's port disk. Okay. So local VM is this MD. Okay, let's try that command. Import disk. Okay, this image. Local VM. What happens? Okay. Okay, so you tell me that you knew unused disk as what? As attached disk is not through the web interface. Option tab, then I should be able to start it. Yeah, but honestly, I had it anyways, and boot order didn't fix it. now let's start it. You never know, maybe it needed to be stopped. Booting, it looks like it's working this time. It looks like it's working this time. Let's wait a bit. Okay. There is no root password defined for this device. Use the password command to set a new password in order to prevent unauthorized SSH login. So this is great because it means that first of all, let me think. It means that SSH is possible, and so SSL etc. No, that's fine. SAS shadow. If you don't have SSH, how is it possible to connect through SSH? CCTL. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Service. SSH. Service. Your service SSH status. SSH not found. It's in it. Okay, so etc init.d SSH maybe again. If there is no SSH, how do I connect through SSH? I can install SSH. opkg -- help because I never used it, and pipe into ls maybe. Okay, data install flags list search. Okay, let's search SSH. Nothing. Search nothing. You are right. You are right. You are right. I was about to speak in Italian. Sorry, I'm tired. This is the first time someone tells me something like that. Let's see. Oh, wait. Too many similar characters, but... so... okay. EP. EP is there. EPA tells me that... What? 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 This one cannot be. So what I can try to do is from here, I guess. Of course. Doesn't make any sense. It's my actual physical router that has that IP address. BR-LAN. I don't broadcast a LAN, I guess. And look back. Okay. It's so it's working. Let's take a few notes and let's, because this is quite important. And these are all the commands. So let's see. It's quicker if I go history. And I copy this stuff because this I didn't use it. So actually I can go to hardware. This how do I delete it? Disk. Discard. Yes. And this still works in theory. Yes, so it's not needed. So anyways, in here. It is possible to create the VM on Proxmox with the .emg file downloaded from the official OpenWRT website, and in here we go as usual like this. Yeah, in the meantime those are notes, but these are the notes I need the most, and then I will clean it up, and in here I will go like this, and from here I can copy this, but this is not the one, is the 2. the one is in here. Okay, we are good. So this one is something that I may need, or this one. Depends on, yeah, so depends on, so this hardware is virtualized and the processor is meant as, I don't know. Okay. The installation process is, thank you, is a bit cumbersome. So let's remove what is not a command. Perfect. Add some space and okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Create the VM. The image. So currently this is done manually, then I will do it with Terraform, but if I manage to do it manually first, then maybe I can convert it to Terraform later. And this time I will do it only once. Add the image. After this, a bit cumbersome. Proxmox v do the following. After this, a necessary step is done through the UI to fix the boot order. And set the disk added in common as the bootable device. Do not start before this step. Maybe it's better written ahead of time. And need to look into the correct to this via CLI. Currently the process is done manually. Eventually it will be ported to Terraform. These more packages may be needed. In the documentation there are various notes about this, and in here we put the two. Not eventually, but more when finalized. These were just notes. So okay, we have a VM with OpenWRT. Okay. Package update. Definitely something that makes sense to be checked. Console. Package update. No. Update. Wow. Good. It seems that operation not permitted. This sudo doesn't make sense. I'm root. Interesting. Let me see. I need to go back into the documentation. Not this. Not this. I wanted to check if there was maybe some kind of. After the installation process, what's there? By the way, go steps to the right. I don't need those. I think after the installation, after installation, how do I docs? How do I login? So I'll work through login. Okay. So, like this, but actually, yeah, let me try it. And here just you will be able to see, and that's fair enough. I don't wanna give you information about so this is not the one. But maybe I can change it. Maybe I can change it. Not in here. In here. If I recall correctly. Maybe. I expected that there is some kind of configuration file that has this configured, and I want to change this configuration, basically. Status page, whatever. Okay. Let's go back. How do I docs? Quick start guide. This may be. Yes, open WRT SSH command line. What is it? Let me see. Yeah, I don't wanna do. Let's do it like this. SSH. What the hell? Don't tell me that. I will do it on a peak. Okay, search. Search. No, I cannot find it. Drop beer. Drop beer. What the hell is drop beer? Are you serious? Man. Nope. Help. Nope. Info. Nope. How am I supposed to do that? But yeah, let's search for drop beer, I guess. This configuration is handled by the drop beer subsystem of UCI, and the configuration file is located in etc. Each drop beer SSH server instance uses a single section of the configuration file, and you can have multiple instances. Nice. So description default 1, set to 0 to disable. Starting drop here. Let's see. Okay. How do I connect? Yeah, but I want to change the IP address. Change network configuration. Maybe something like that. Nope. So this is good. Base system, maybe there is something else. Basic configuration. Yes. Yes. Found it. Option. Oh no, I need to change the file. And where is the configuration file? etc config. Config. And there is network. I need. I apologize, but at least you didn't hear my noisy nose and situation. So, anyways, UCI, UCI. Each file relates. Okay. Network, yeah. Network, that is, and Vim. There it is, and we go. Yeah, we can go to. And now we will also do DC network restart. In theory, everything will work. I don't like that, but now that is that, and if I go HTTP, yeah, slash 192.68.2.1 is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Ping 192.168.2.1. Nope. Nope. try something else. Instead of this, let's one, and let's go 1, 2, 3, maybe. Static loop back, yeah, that's okay. Bridge, whatever. Something odd. 1, 1, 2, 3. Wait a second. Now we're talking. And I like that it has a dark mode. Perfect. Now, I also want to connect to through SSH to that thing, because it's truly important. And we said that drop beer. Okay, so this figure drop beer. Enable 1 password dot. Okay, port 22. So maybe now I can actually do it, given I have not free. Yes. Up. Yes. Okay. So we need to take a few notes. The default, I guess we can call it static IP address open liberty installations is 268.1.1. Okay. Another what is it called? To change this configuration, the file etc config network needs to be edited. Or the, what is it called? UCI, I think. Yes. Or the UCI command line utility. UCI stands for where is it? UCI stands for unify. Copy. For this. Thank you. Like this, like this. with the command so line to change is not this. Yes, this. Sorry. What is it? Config network and option good. So I think that's good enough. Or with the command so UCI rename there is a command actually. Disable strict mode for strict mode. Don't use extended syntax on show. What the fuck? Commit changes, import, export, batch. Batch. See, batch, what happens? No idea. Some kind of help would help. Set the search path for config files. Set the search path for override files. Set the delimiter there. In theory, you can edit the configuration of the text editor or modify them with the command line utility program UCI. So, okay. Modify through various program APIs, which is also how web interfaces like LUCI make changes to the UCI files. Upon the change in configuration file, whether through text editor or command line, the services are executables that are affected must be restarted, or in some cases simply reloaded. Okay. In this case, remember that you have to again use SSH as a device is now accessible at its new IP address, configuration files, file syntax, editor plugin, command line with utility. There it is. Thank you. Execute multi-line UCI script. Perfect. Writes changes to the given configuration file. Or UCI set, add, rename, and delete commands are staged into temporary location and written to flash at once. UCI commit. Okay, so basically set the value of a given option. So basically I would use UCI set set what? Set the option IP addr set IP addr to 192.168.1124, for example. Nope, something is missing. I need to tell it the file. Set maybe I got it because I didn't tell it to config.section.option. Yeah, so basically I need to tell it config, that is network, config interface, so option network dot that interface, which is the name of the interface that I don't remember right now, so I can do APA, and this is it. So basically network dot brlan dot ipadr in theory. Equal actually let's keep it here, but I think it's correct, but let's see. UCI show networks show network. Okay, yes. Okay, device LAN. So it's LAN, not BRLAN. BRLAN is the device name. So in theory, if I go like this, and then I go UCI commit, if I recall correctly, write changes to the given configuration file, or if none is given, or configuration file. Okay, so now if I go like this, I need to restart that service. don't have the research. Wow. So etc init.d network restart. In Fury. I don't know, I may be not connected anymore. Okay, so if I go with PA, yes, and that may be the reason why. Oh, I don't remember. Let me try near. I don't remember. That is so. I don't remember. I don't remember. Let's do it badly. Sage root at 22 168.1.124. Yes. And we got it right. But I don't have an history. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I need to rebuild that command. It would be annoying. History. I hate it. History. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it was UCI set network dot LAN dot IP addr equal IP address, if I recall correctly, but it's kind of easy to ensure this because I can CI show network, right? That is. New IP address. Okay, this is useful, and SH is managed through drop beer. Need to look into it a bit more, as well as other things, but this is a good start for this thing. 3 configuration need UCI. Yeah, I need to retrieve this and put it here. And then it will be kind of the end of the stream. And number 4, that will be about drop beer. But I think this is the one. Yes. Drop disappear, and where is it? There it is. Okay. This was a good stream, and in the end we didn't really work on Fedora CoreOS that much because as I wanted to do it, we're working on our router, and OpenWRT is an operating system, something I didn't know. I knew that it allowed to manage the configuration of the networking in general. I didn't know much about it, as you may have noticed, but now we are learning, as usual. A lot of steps forward, in my opinion, and it was a great stream. Oh, someone was here, but I didn't notice. Configuring the network right? I have no idea. I just started. Thank you for commenting. Messaging. Gianluca. Yeah. And just started with OpenWRT. I had issues right away because I had no idea what it was and how it worked. So for example, by default it goes to 192.168.1.1, and that's the one used by my actual network, my actual router, physical router. So I had to figure out a couple of things, and the CLI is quite different from most things I encountered before, so it will take some time to get used to it. But we will get there. So thank you, first of all, everyone, and see you next week. Bye.